I'm Nikki, and today we're going to be discussing I Am the Messenger by Markus Zusak.
If you don't know who Markus Zusak is, you've just been living under a rock, because this man, okay, so he wrote The Book Thief, which is one of my all-time favourite books, and if you haven't read it, go and read it. Just, you know what, just go and read The Book Thief before we start. Go read The Book Thief, come back, and then we'll read I Am the Messenger, because this book, I found it in the YA section. I don't read a lot of young adult stuff, but I'm starting to at the moment just because, why not?
And I just immediately saw Markus Zusak's name and I was just like, I have to read this. So I'm going to review this and I'm going to go through 3 different points, possibly.
I'm just going to edit that out because that made no sense. So when I review this book, I'm going to take different things into consideration. One, how good generally the writing is, and I don't mean how poetic and lovey-dovey and fanciful it is, though it kind of was. But just in general, in terms of the story and etc. And then I'm going to talk about humour points and characters and how I feel that got on. And I'm going to talk about the ending, because the ending was amazing. So I'm going to do a non-spoilery section and then a spoilery section in case you want to read the book. So the non-spoilery section begins now. The general premise of this book is that there's this boy called Ed Kennedy, and he's just like a loser. And that sounds harsh, but it's true. He's a 19-year-old loser, and there's just nothing interesting about his life until one day he inadvertently stops a bank robbery. Can I just say, I'm not going to give anything away, but the first chapter of this book was so funny. It was hilarious. It was the bank robbery and it was the funniest thing I've ever read. I thought I was reading an Anthony Horowitz book, the Diamond Brothers series, which is a children's series, but they're so funny. It just felt like that. The characters were so funny and everything that was happening, I was just cracking up. I was going back and rereading lines this is amazing, this is the first chapter. I love it. So after he stops this bank robbery, he starts receiving playing cards in the mail, and they have messages on them, but they're very cryptic. And he has to go through and solve all these clues, and then basically they're all messages that make him go around and do good things in this town. That is the general premise. Now, it's an interesting premise, right? But this book made it really interesting. I'll give it that. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I felt like it kind of maybe lagged a little bit in the middle. I don't know if that was just me. I felt it lagged a little bit in the middle. And then the ending, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I brought up to a 4 out of 5 because the ending was just, it really sucks because I can't spoil this, but I've never read an ending this good. This is by far one of the best book endings I have ever read, so definitely check it out. I don't really know what else to say in the non-spoilery section. So, one negative thing I would say is that it didn't feel real in terms of the age they were presented. Ed didn't feel 19 to me. Just think some of the language he used. Okay, so he's meant to be this loser, but the language is beautiful. Some of the language, anyway. It's a very strange mix of very coarse, uncouth words and then beautiful imagery. I will say one thing for Zusak is that he uses personification like no one else I've ever read.
If you've read The Book Thief, you will understand what I mean. This man, language, and this man, the language, oh my goodness. I'm just going to reread this and just go underline parts because the language is just so beautiful. And he just says things and you're like, I understand what you mean, but I would have not thought to describe it in that way. That's amazing.
That is the power of language, people. The power of language. I love the message of the book, which I cannot tell you without giving away the ending. I loved the relationship between Audrey and Ed. It just broke my heart. It was just, so cute. And then Marv, once you understand Marv without giving away, just, so cute. Just I love the relationship. Okay, that's enough. We're going to get to the spoilery section now, because spoilers. Assuming you've read this because you're at the spoilery section now. How cute were Ed and Audrey? How cute were... There is a page. There are many pages of Ed and Audrey, but the scene where they slow dance, I'm not a romantic person, but everything was just so adorable, and then he just kind of recognizes that she just needs him. No, she just needs to love him for just a short period of time, and it's just so cute. This is the line. Places her hands around my neck and rests her head on my shoulder. I can smell the sex on her. My only hope is that she can smell the love on me. then he never gets her, though she kind of does at the end, because she's like, I want to stay with you, and you're like, oh, Ed. Oh my gosh, when you understand why Marv is such a tool, that hit me in the feels. That was the most emotional story for me. When Ed gets the playing pack with Marv's name on it, and then he goes and finds out about his daughter. Can we just though? I was an emotional wreck. He goes and he meets his daughter.
This is too much. This is too much. When he's like been saving all that money for that girl that he was once in love with. Nah, son. Nah, that was too emotional for me.
And now, the most important part. The ending. This is crazy. So, throughout the entire book, Ed's getting all these cards, all these playing cards. The person had every single thing like planned out, and I was like, how is this working? Like, this person been planning this for years? And I was trying to guess because I really like history books. Like the mum, I bet it's the mum, because the mum keeps going on about like, oh, I want you to improve your life. So maybe she's sending him these playing cards, making him improve people's lives. I don't know. It wasn't the mum, because the mum was in the card, and I was like, this could just be a red herring. Oh. But then it became clear it wasn't the mum. And then we get near the end, and then Ed thinks he's figured it out, and is like, oh, okay, so that was my dad then. And he runs down to the graveyard like, Dad, and then it's not his dad. And then we were just very near the end of the book, and I was like, we're just never going to find out who sent him the playing cards. And I was annoyed, because earlier in the book, I didn't want to know who sent the playing cards. But then as the book progressed, I was like, tell me who sent the playing cards. We thought it was going to be Audrey at one point, and then it wasn't Audrey. And then you find out that the person who's been sending the cards is Markus Zusak. Mind blown. Mind epically blown. Mind blown. What? Hang on, let me find it, because it was crazy. Like when Ed says a line, and he says, he's like, but how? And the person, who's actually unnamed in the book, is just a he's a man. He says, even this, the man says, is in there, this discussion, and the conversation that he's having with this man is all written down. And that's when it clicked. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the author. And then the message is basically like, because he's like, why would you write this? Why would you orchestrate my life? And he's like, I'm the one that killed your father. I'm the one that did this. I did that. I did this. And the message is basically that Ed Kennedy is the message. And we're meant to be the messengers. We're meant to go out and do good things. Because if Ed can do it, why can't we? I'm sorry, but a fictional book has never just hit that hard before. It was just crazy. And I was reading up on it on Goodreads. Let me say that again. Whew. I was reading up on it on Goodreads, and there's such a wide variety of like different views. Like some people are like, oh, well, I thought the ending was a cop-out. This was not a cop-out. The twist was amazing. And some people were like, oh, well, it just didn't make sense. To those people, they just didn't understand it. Because some people are like, oh, we never found out who was sending him the card. And it's right here in the book. How did you gloss over the most important message of the book? I don't understand. So I think it's just a case of understanding it. I hope you enjoyed the book review. I spoke really quickly, but it's just because I'm so excited and I feel like everyone should read this. And also, that's the other thing. Happy New Year. Bye.